Hi everyone, welcome to What's New in Houzz Pro. My name is Katie and I'm on the product marketing team along with my colleague Elizabeth. And so we work closely with our customers to understand your business and how you're using Houzz Pro. And then we share that feedback with our engineering and product teams to make sure that we're building the right and the best features for you to continue using. So today we're going to be going through what's new in Houzz Pro for builders. And this is meant to highlight a lot of the releases that we had over the past year. So you may be familiar with some of these, hopefully you are, but there should also be some new features that you're not aware of or maybe haven't seen in use. So we'll be showing you how to use all of those. As we go through, feel free to put any questions either into the chat or the Q&A tab, and we'll do our best to answer them. And then we'll also be sharing a recording of this afterwards, so don't feel like you need to take notes on everything. So some of what we will be going through today is a highlight of our new AI features. So using Automate to create estimates and schedules faster using really simple text prompts. Turning those estimates into schedules and updates to keep your clients informed, basically helping you win client trust by having really clear plans and details to share with them. Scaling your projects without adding chaos. We know this is something we hear about a lot. So we'll show you how to use our new project template feature, our Kanban view of projects, and some other overviews like schedule overview to just keep on top of everything that you're managing more easily. We'll also talk about how you can keep your teams, your subs, and your vendors aligned. So sharing contracts with them, collaborating with team chat, and just overall keeping everyone on the same page without needing to use multiple tools. And then finally, we will wrap up with some of our financial features. So we'll cover our homeowner financing, share our new invoices report, and then get a preview of an upcoming integration we have with Gusto for payroll. So with that, Elizabeth, I will hand it over to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Katie. I'm going to share my screen here. Perfect. All right. So if everybody can see my screen, I'm just on the Houzz Pro homepage. And the first thing we're going to talk about today are Automate estimates or building estimates with Automate AI. So with this feature, you can quickly type an in-depth project description or a simple project description, and our Automate AI will create the document line items and categories based on your description, which you can further edit if needed. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to navigate to our project section over here. We're going to select the project we want to generate the estimate for. We're going to navigate to the estimates section of the project under planning. And then as you can see, we have a few estimates already here, but I'm going to create a new estimate. You can do it several different ways, but today we're going to generate the estimate with AI. So I'm going to generate the estimate here. So I'm going to just simply enter a prompt or example here. So I have one kind of already ready for us. Once you add that, the more details you add, the more accurate that estimate is going to be for you. Another thing that's really helpful is to also include the zip code so we can gather local pricing from that particular area. So you're going to select Generate Items with AI. It's going to collect that information. I'm going to do a little bit of TV magic here, just because it can take a second to create the actual schedule. So we have one already baked in the oven for us right over here. So your new estimate, you can also do this with invoices and change orders as well. But the new document will appear here if you are, still going. But if you're unhappy with it, you can reject the schedule, or you can actually create changes using Automate as well. So once you create the document, you can manually edit it here and delete specific items or categories, or you can use Automate to update this estimate for you. So in order to do that, you can select the Automate AI button on the right menu here, and you can add an additional note. So here I would like to add an additional 200 pounds of lumber to this estimate. So I'm going to select Update Estimate. Again, we're going to do a little bit of TV magic and just have this ready for us just for the purpose of this webinar and time. So as you can see, it added an additional 200 pounds of lumber for the estimate. You can continue to add more details here, either by typing, or you can even select the microphone option to speak that update in. And then if you agree with the updates that Automate has provided for you, you can select those items and then update the estimate with those items pretty instantly. I also want to show you the ability to bulk edit items within the estimate as well. So because that's kind of the best way, in my opinion, to use Automate AI is in the kind of bulk action updates. So in this particular example, I want to add a 10% markup to all of the items in the estimate. So it's going to take the entire estimate and add that 10% markup to every single item so I don't have to do that manually. I'm going to update that, and we're going to do a little bit of TV magic again. And we have add 10% markup to all items. You can select which items, they apply to or don't apply to. Let's just say we don't want to add it for demo, and we don't want to add it for, paints and finishes. So we'll update the estimate that way, and those items will then be applied and changed for us. So you can see the markups are no longer, there you go. The markups are no longer on the demo, but they are applied to the other sections of the estimate as well. So you can do these, you can do lots of different changes using Automate, like change all of the unit types to pieces, double the quantity for all of the line items, remove specific line items or categories, or even add missing elements. Before we added lumber, but you can even add, additional flooring sections, additional appliance line items, permits, etc. So with Automate AI and using estimates, you can just get things done a lot faster. You can also get a ballpark estimate pretty instantly in front of your clients using the mobile app. So if you open your mobile app, you also have the ability to create a Automate schedule via the mobile app. Automate estimate via the mobile app as well. And you can have a ballpark estimate ready for your customers in a very quick fashion. From here, now that we have our estimate kind of already built out for us, what we can do is we can then use Automate to create a schedule. So once you have the Automate for your estimate for your project, you can quickly convert it to a project schedule. Our Automate assistant will scan your estimate and use your line items as a foundation, and then build out more complex phases and items based on a typical project timeframe. It should pull out important milestones and due dates, such as payments and other things. But I do want to note that your estimate will have to have at least 8 line items in order for Automate to create a schedule from there. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this banner, and we're just going to create the schedule directly from this particular estimate. So we'll see if this, okay, sweet, our TV magic worked faster than I thought it would, because I was a little worried about that. All right, so we can see that most of the items are really scheduled for February because this was created in January. So this is our automatic AI generated schedule. This is the particular calendar view. You can also view list view. You could assign particular items in this list view. And then you can also see it in the Gantt chart view. Now, all of this was created instantly with Automate, so it's a great starting place for you to then edit from here and work with your clients to come up with the best schedule. You can also provide feedback on almost all of our Automate or AI features by using this little up-down, thumbs up, thumbs down feedback button. You can also adjust the start date for the project as well. And then once you click done, this is all saved and you can go ahead and, edit any of these particular items. You can add items, you can move things on the project, but basically we can, within a couple of minutes, so, maybe 10, 15 minutes, have a complete estimate and project schedule ready for your client so you can sell them on site right then and there. Now, we have completed our estimate and our schedule. So I want to kind of navigate to our next topic, which is daily logs. But before I do that, do we have any questions?
Nope, no questions. Feel free to put anything into the chat. Don't be shy.
All right, great. All right, so I'd like to show you some really cool updates that we've also done to our daily log workflow. So let's just go back to our project. So projects, the Boise residence. And then I'm just going to go down to my daily log section. I'm going to view this daily log, which actually, let's create a new daily log. And in this daily log, I have kind of a stream of conscious daily log updates. So something I would have spoken into my phone. I'm not really trying to format it in a particular way. I'm just trying to get all of the facts down so that I can use them. So once we have our daily log, in this format, we have a couple of different options of what we can do from here. So since this is kind of this unformatted block of text, there's this automate button on the bottom menu here. So I can click that and I'm going to click this refine button. And what that's going to do is it's going to take my wall of text and it's going to summarize it in a more concise and actionable way. So it took that wall of text and it organized it. It created next steps and some additional formatting. So if you like this, great, you can provide some feedback. You can insert this into the daily log. My preference, I like to replace it. So this way I have a nice clean daily log here. From here, we can actually click the suggest tasks item. And Automate will come up with a couple of different suggested tasks based on this daily log. You can select, ones that apply, or you can select them all. You can assign the task at this point or at a later point. And then you can create these 5 tasks. And you can see those tasks have now been added to the project. So just simply with a daily log that you record on site, either using, quick text or voice to text, we can easily refine that and turn that into actionable tasks, which can be assigned at that point, making the workflows a lot easier. Do we have any questions at this point? Okay, great. So moving along, I want to also introduce a brand new feature that we have. I'm not going to go too in-depth on the feature and how to use it, but I do want to show you instructions on how to set it up. We have just introduced cost codes into our platform. We've got a lot of deep dive videos on that, and we'll do some follow-up webinars on how to really leverage cost codes in your business. But for today, I just want to show how to enable them on your account. So this way, when you're ready to use them, they're all set up for you. So what you want to do is once you're on your home page, you're going to want to go to the company setting, company icon here. From there, you're going to want to go to categories. And you'll see up here on the top right to set up cost codes. So you'll see the screen will appear. In step 1, you can choose from 1 or 2 options here. So create or import new cost codes. This option will allow you to import an existing list of cost codes that you already have if you use cost codes. Use the Houzz Pro cost codes template or manually create a new cost code list. By selecting this option, you will archive any existing categories that you currently use, and you will also uncategorize your items in the My Items and reassign those to cost codes. So like I said, it's a little bit complicated, so we're going to do a follow-up with a little more information there. So if you want to use current categories, this option will let you use existing categories in Houzz Pro, and then you can add cost codes to those categories. This would be your best option if you've already been adding cost code numbers to your existing categories in Houzz Pro prior to us having this feature. Now, once you select that option, you'll have this step 2 option, which is, choose your default estimating preferences. You can either estimate by cost codes. That's kind of like a summary level pricing. It's a little less granular. Or you can estimate by cost items. That's like a detailed line item pricing that's a little bit more granular. So like I said, you can learn a lot more on cost codes by selecting the Learn More option here, or you can visit our YouTube or our webinar page for a deeper dive into cost codes. But I just wanted to show you that they are available and how to enable them on your account. But we've made lots and lots of other updates this year to the projects. And I also want to show you now some updates we've done to the project views.
Elizabeth, we do have a few questions on AI.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so will the AI add things like plumbing, electrical, insulation to the estimate without you specifying those things?
So it will automatically add those things to a general estimate, like for example, the estimate that I requested was just a general kitchen remodel with some, dimensions, ceiling height, and a zip code. So as you can see, it already put in demo, framing, electrical, drywall installation, cabinetry and trim, countertops and flooring, appliances, lighting, paints and finishes, etc. You can also write in the automate description that you want to use higher end appliances or lower end appliances, and AI will actually take that into consideration as well when generating the estimate. It might increase the cost or the estimate for appliances that would be on the higher end.
Okay, great. And then one other question. Will AI be able to assign vendors or subs to the daily log tasks when it reviews the daily logs?
Yeah, so that's not currently in scope for the daily log at this point, but we have some very exciting updates coming post-February IBS, where we're going to be adding a lot of automate functionalities. So we'll be happy to give you some more updates at that point, but we don't auto-assign tasks through automate daily logs right now.
Okay, great. And then one more question on daily logs. Can you just explain what is the main purpose for that comment section on the daily log, and is it visible in the activity summary?
Yeah, so the comment section for the daily log is for team members to just ask questions or provide additional context on the daily log itself if they don't want to edit it. So say you have a sub or team member on site that's creating a daily log, you can create a comment on there to kind of help create clarity or ask additional questions along that daily log. And then what was the second question on activities?
Does it show up in the activity stream?
The comments? Ooh,
yeah, like if someone comments on it.
I do believe it shows up in the activity stream. Let me confirm while Katie presents and I'll follow up, but I'm pretty confident it does show up in the activity stream.
Okay, great. And then one other question, I'm not sure if you know the answer, we can always look into this, but do you know if you can import cost codes from another program? Or do you have to export them to Excel and then import them?
Yeah, so let me look into the direct import capabilities, but my what I believe the answer is you would have to download them off of Buildertrend into an Excel file and then re-upload them to Houzz. But if you want to connect with your success manager or anybody, I'm sure they would be happy to help you walk through the easiest way to download those cost codes and then re-upload them to Houzz. And the best way we can do that. That would be my answer there.
Okay, awesome. We can keep going. Thanks for all the great questions.
Yeah, these are great. All right, phenomenal. All right, so now we're going to go to a new view of projects that we have. Is very exciting. Oh, I'm spoiling it right away. So we've added a Kanban view or card view for all of your projects. So in order to see that, you would just navigate to your project section, select the projects button here. You can see all of the projects that you have open or in progress or closed. I'm sure you guys have many more projects than I do on here. But if you select this Kanban view on the right, you can see these turn into cards and you can move these over. You can customize, you can view from here, you can edit the project. So it's just a better way to kind of view projects if you have lots and lots of projects in many, many different stages. Instead of the traditional list view, which we've had here traditionally, we also are now offering this Kanban view of projects, which just gives a little bit more information, a little bit more visually pleasing, and a normal format for kind of project management software. So just wanted to provide that update as well. Last thing I wanted to show you was we now have templates for projects. So we have lots and lots of templates available in Houzz Pro today, including contract templates, floor plan templates, estimate templates. I mean, you name it, we've got tons and tons of templates, but now we have the ability for you to actually create a template for a specific project. So first thing we're going to go do is we're going to go to the company tab on the left side here. Then we're going to go under library to templates. All right, and then you'll see on the template center, we've traditionally had all of these, but you might notice this projects tab here. So we're going to select that. And then we're going to create a new template. So we'll name this kitchen. Model. And so we'll create that template. We can select purple. Project type is kitchen remodeling. We can do 007, my favorite project code. We can add our budgets. Any tags you want, you can add additional scope. And then from here, each section of the project, you would leverage a template that you already have, or you can leverage a template that's in the Houzz Template Center. So here I can either create a new template, or I'm just going to elect to use the template, the general contract template provided by Houzz here. Documents, I'm going to use for estimates. I'm going to use my kitchen and bathroom template. For invoices, kitchen and bathroom, and for change orders, kitchen and bathroom as well. Mood boards, we don't have any mood board templates, but we can create a new one. Schedule, we'll do kitchen as well. All of that sounds fantastic. All right, and where's my save button? Hold on, sorry. Do I not have a long enough screen? All right, and then this should be all saved for me. Oh, there it is. My tax rate. Oh, never mind. Okay, where did my save one? Kitchen remodel, contracts, project settings, kitchen remodel. Now let's see if we have. Okay, perfect. It did save. So it will auto save for you as you fill it out. Used to be a save button, but it will auto save for you as you fill it out. So once you've created these, you can then either duplicate it and edit it for future projects, or you can actually immediately use that template for a particular project name. So once all of these settings are selected, you can either use the template or duplicate and edit from there. This would be my suggestion, because you don't want to edit the original template too often once you have it set to a specific way you'd like to have it. So you can duplicate and edit it, and then you'll have this copy, and you can change anything you want on the copy of the template. And that would be my suggestion if you're using the template for a particular kitchen and bath project or whatever project you're focused on. So we covered a lot. We covered AI estimates, how to edit your estimate using the Automate Assistant, how to create a schedule using Automate Assistant, how to refine daily logs using Automate Assistant, how to create actionable tasks from Automate Assistant and add those to your tasks as well. We also reviewed how to activate cost codes, how to view projects in Kanban view, and how to use project templates. So lots and lots of stuff, but I think we covered it in just the right amount of time. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Katie, who will take it from here, unless there are any additional questions.
Yes, there is a question. Can you load your own template, or do you have to create it in Houzz?
So you can upload your own template for specific features. So you can upload a template that you already have for contracts. You can upload a template that you already have for estimates or something like that. But you won't be able to upload a template for projects. That would only be through Houzz Pro.
Okay, perfect. One other question. I don't know the answer. Maybe you do, Elizabeth. If not, we can look into it. Is there a version of the Kanban view for leads coming soon?
Ooh, that's a great question. I will follow up with the CRM team and let you know. But yes, I will let you know.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion, though. We'll definitely pass it on to our team.
Love it.
Okay, perfect. Let me share. Can you see my screen okay?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So a few different features I'm going to go through today. The first is one we launched probably a few months ago, which is being able to translate the language that you use in Houzz Pro. So basically, you can now more easily change the language that you see the content. So you can work, more comfortably if you would rather have it in Spanish or French or whatever other language. When you do switch languages, it only impacts your account, not your team or your subcontractors. So you can really personalize your experience and it won't impact what they're seeing. So to do that, you go here on the left all the way down to your profile icon, and then you click here on account info. Then where it says language, you can choose your preferred language. Let's see, I'll put it in French. And then you can see that all of the navigation has changed. If I go back to the home page, basically the headers here have changed, but the individual items are still in English. So those stay in the language that they were created in. Then if you want to change it back, let's see if I remember this in French. I think it was this one, language here. You can change it back. So nothing complicated, but I think, for those of you who this would be helpful for, maybe for some of your team members, It's just a nice little feature update really to make your lives easier. Perfect. Okay, and then we're going to switch gears into our contracts feature. So this is something we launched, again, maybe 6 months ago. It's only available for customers on our custom plan. So if you don't see it in your account and you're interested, feel free to reach out to a rep. And the intent here is really, again, just to simplify your lives and keep everything in one place. So you may be paying for DocuSign or for another software basically to allow you to create contracts, and now it's all within Houzz Pro. So if you're within a project, you can see up here under planning, click on contracts. And then you can choose a few ways to create that contract. So if you click here on new contract, you can either create it from scratch. If you do have an existing contract, you can upload it and build from there, or you can use a template that we've added here. So let's click here, we'll do it from a template. We have this one basically within Houzz Pro already as a placeholder you could use. And then you'll see all the contract terms is all added here. You can choose here who you're sending it to. So if you want to send it to your client, you can click on your client's information. You can also now send a contract to a vendor or to a subcontractor. So, you just click in, you could choose, for instance, which subcontractor you wanted to send this to. For now, we'll set it to our client. And then a few other things you can do within the contract. So you can click on actions. So, maybe you make a lot of edits to this and then you want to save it as a template. You can do that. And again, this would show up in what Elizabeth was just showcasing within your project templates. You can also publish it to the client dashboard or download it as a PDF. And then as you're building the contract, a really nice feature here is we have this smart text. So if you click here, it basically auto-populates. So you don't need to retype in all these details. You can just pull in, for instance, the name of the project, the address, any details about the client, the date, etc. And then you can also add different e-signature fields. So right now, at least in this template, we have signature down here at the bottom. So again, it's like what you would be used to if you were using DocuSign or any other contracts feature. You can also add additional e-signatures. So let's say you want to add in spots for either the company signature or the client signature or the initials field. This was pretty heavily requested. So you can, again, click here. Let's say we want the client to initial. Click here on insert. Then it will be added in. So when your client gets this, they can easily see where they need to add their initials. Then you can preview it again. And when you're ready to send it, you can send it as an email here, or you could also copy that link and send it directly. Or as I mentioned, you can publish it to your client dashboard. So again, lots of different ways to share this with your client. And then this will all be logged within the project. And you'll have the updates here in this activity stream. You can see we just created this contract. You'll be able to see if your clients viewed it, when they sign it, etc. We also have the ability to create a contract at the lead phase. So we know that a lot of you want to create a contract for a lead. Then once that contract is signed, you would then turn the lead into a project. So now you'll see we have the ability to do that here. When you click into a lead, let's just give this a moment. You'll see here, there are a lot of features that you can use with leads. You could send a schedule or an estimate. Then down here, you have that contract button. So again, you click on it, and then that same flow will come up. So you can draft the contract, send it to the lead. Once they sign it, you can convert it into a project.
Great. So now we're going to look at our team chat feature. Team chat is something we launched within the last year, but we've been making a lot of updates to it. So I wanted to run through and give you an overview of it. So there are a few ways you can access team chat. And really the benefit of this is that instead of having messaging or text messages going in multiple different places, some through text, some through WhatsApp, you can keep it all within Houzz Pro. So 3 months from now or a year from now, you can go back, look at that specific project and see all the questions or communications that came up instead of needing to try and remember which question was with which project or anything else that may come up related to the project. So when you go into a specific project here, you'll see you can access team chat over on the right. You can start chatting with your team here. And you can add individual files into that chat. So for instance, if you want someone to review an estimate that you created, you can easily link it here, choose which one you want, and it will go into the log here. You can also have multiple chats within the same project, and you can choose which team members are included in that chat. So again, you can have a specific chat here going to one person, you can have it to your whole team, and everyone will be on the same page, receive the same communications. You can also tag people if you want to send a note to someone specifically. You send a note here. If you tag them, they get a notification as well. Keeps everyone on the same page. And again, any questions or feedback related to that specific project is all logged in one place. You can also now access chat at the overall company level. So if you want to have a chat that's not specific to one project, but is relevant maybe for all of your team members or for a few different team members, you can do that here. So you can create a new chat. Again, you can choose who you want to include in there. Start the chat. And everyone in that chat will get the message. You can also manage the chat here. So if you want to change the title to something specific, you can look at who's in that chat and you can easily remove anyone who it's no longer relevant for. And again, in this messaging icon, that's where you can go through and see all of the chats that you have going on. And if you click into one specifically that is a project chat, it will drop you right in there. Awesome. Okay, next we're going to go into our open invoices report. This is a really great way to stay on top of the money that you're owed so you can make sure you get paid, right? That's ultimately important to all of us. If you go in here to financials and then reports, we have a few different reports. If you're not familiar, I would recommend you check them out. You can see your payments or payouts report, as well as your transaction reports and some other. But the one I'll focus on here is the open invoices report. So if you click in here to view report, you can see that we have a lot of filter options. So you can filter to look for open invoices specific to, say, open projects or in progress. You can look at the status here, as well as, what was overdue, what has a balance due. And then when you scroll over here to the right, you'll see this eye icon, and that just gives you some more information. So you can look at specifically when was it due, how many days past due is it here. If it is composed of multiple documents too, that will also be indicated. And then you can export to Excel. So again, just a really, important way to make sure that you have a better visibility into your business, make sure you know who is owing you money so you can easily follow up with them.
So homeowner financing is becoming a really big topic, I think, especially in the market today with all the uncertainty in the economy. And so we offer financing partners basically to make it easier for your clients to move ahead on their projects. So in some research we've done recently, we've seen that budget constraints are slowing down projects. So over half of pros in a recent study said that their clients are delaying, downsizing, or canceling projects because of the rising costs, and then also having that limited cash on hand. And something we saw as well as, and I'm curious for this audience, but a lot of our contractors know that there is financing in Houzz Pro, but not that many are discussing it. And so your clients don't even know it's an option until you bring it up. And we're seeing that financing is really helping builders both win more jobs and then also win bigger jobs. So we're seeing higher conversion rates. So basically you can close a project faster by offering financing. and then also getting 25% higher project values. So, if maybe a client is hesitating about that, the more expensive countertop or the more expensive appliances, having that financing we've seen really helps protect the contract value, and then also get those additional upsells that maybe wouldn't have happened without financing. And so I'll just give a highlight of the partners that we work with, and then assuming the internet is working, I'll show you how to access them within Houzz Pro. So we have 3 different partners, Intuit, Credit Karma, Figure, and Green Sky. And so Intuit Credit Karma is a personal loan. A lot of you have probably heard of Credit Karma. I think something like 40% of all adults in the US are Credit Karma members. And so this is a loan that goes directly to your client. There's no cost to you, no sign up to you, and it's good for projects up to $75,000. And so basically, when you send an estimate, you can choose to toggle on these financing offers. So they'll be directly shown at the bottom of an estimate or an invoice. And then when your client receives it, they can click in and explore. So again, you don't need to sign up for anything or get approved. It will just automatically be included there. And then we also partner with Figure, which is a home equity line of credit. So this allows a homeowner to go up to a much higher limit, $750,000. So again, this is a great option for someone if they want to do maybe a big addition or big remodel, but they don't necessarily have all the cash on hand for it. Our third partner is Green Sky. This is slightly different. So you as the builder would need to apply and be approved by Green Sky, and then you're paid directly. So, there are some fees associated with it depending on the different plans you select, but Green Sky can provide you with a lot of those materials in the training. And so again, these are all embedded directly into the estimates and invoices. So there's no additional friction. You don't really need to get in the middle of how your clients are paying for the projects. You're just giving them the option. If they choose to take out a financing offer, it's there. So let me just show you quickly where you can access that. So if you're in the financials tab, you'll see if you go down, there's a section offer client financing. And then we have a landing page for each partner where you can see more of the details. And then you can also choose on that page to opt in to, offer financing or turn it off. So I'll just give this a minute again. But in the meantime, are there any questions?
One question. Is the team chat the same as the project chat?
Yes. So they are the same, except, yes, so they're the same thing. I would say team chat can either be at the project level, which is like chatting within the project, or it can be at the global level. So you can also have chats that are not project chats, but it is the same feature, if that makes sense. So this, for instance, is our page about Figure or HELOC. So each of these pages also has a PDF you can share with clients. I know that's something we hear a lot. It's like, yeah, I know about financing or I want to offer it, but I'm just not sure how to have that conversation with my client. So we do have materials available to help you. You can just download it, email it to your clients, or print it out and give it to them. And then you can see as well some of the benefits, a figure, for instance, and here's a view of what it looks like in a document. So there will just be this banner. If you're interested, you can always send yourself a document or copy that link into a new tab, and then you'll see what that estimate or invoice will look like with the financing options. And then again here, you can easily choose whether you want to include it as an option or turn it off. And then at the risk of internet issues, I won't show you the Green Sky and Intuit pages, but it's basically the same thing. Feel free to look around. We just highlight some of the benefits. There's a link to the help article if you want to learn more. And then there's also this one page that you can download. So we have the partnership with Gusto, which is for payroll. So basically, as you are logging time and expenses in Houzz Pro, it will automatically be logged in Gusto. So you don't need to enter, time in 2 different places. We have this landing page we can put into the chat. If you're interested in signing up, you do get 1 month free. I know right around now, the beginning of the year is a common time when people are looking for potential new payroll processors. So if you are interested, you can sign up and get 1 month free. And you can just learn more about, the benefits of Gusto and how it works. So within Houzz Pro, once we have this integration, it's not live, so I'm just going to show you a few mock-ups here. It will also be in this financials tab. So we'll add this line payroll. So the first field you'll see is a way to connect to Gusto if you're already a user, or you can create a Gusto account. Again, you'll get 1 month free. Then you'll just authorize, a basic few seconds step. You'll authorize your account. And then once you're authorized, there will be this payroll dashboard that comes up. So this will be a really easy way for you to see all your team members. You can see the hours they've worked, whether it's been approved, and then the sync status shows whether it was synced over to Gusto. And then if there's any, issue like sync failed, for instance, you can click in and see the details. So if you are using some of our other reports, this will also have all that same functionality. So you can filter really, really easily by the team member, by the pay period, by what has been approved, what has been synced or not synced. So again, just really helping you keep everything in one spot without needing to switch tabs and go from Houzz Pro to Gusto and then remember to upload all these different things. So we're really excited about this one, and stay tuned. It should be coming out by mid-February.
And we got some clarity. It was just a quick question. So when you're looking at expenses for POs or other things for subs and vendors, there'll be a pop-up asking whether or not this item is billable or non-billable. What does that mean, and what action does it take on the account?
I'm not exactly sure. Are you, Elizabeth?
I can look at it.
Yeah, let us look into that, and we'll get back to you. Okay, great. And then the last update I have here, that invoices report is still not loading. I'm sorry, it must be my internet today. Is we recently launched a certification program for accountants. So this one is really exciting. If any of you are working with accountants or bookkeepers, we've created this program basically to make sure that they are knowledgeable about Houzz Pro so they can better assist you in your business. So also I'll share this link in the page, but if you go down here, you'll see there's this Get Houzz Pro Certified. And so when you click Learn More, it will take you to a link. It's a very easy process. There's a few informational articles or videos so they can really make sure they understand, like, how does a QuickBooks Online integration work, more about our financial reports, and then just a few additional things in Houzz Pro. So they can go through and read all this, this information, and then take the assessment. I think it's 15 or 16 questions, so not too big of a lift. And then they'll get Houzz Pro Accounting Certified. So again, it really just helps you make sure as you're working with accountants or bookkeepers that they are up to speed on everything within Houzz Pro to make things easier and more efficient for your business. Any questions?
Hannah, I have a quick response for you. Ping's team. So when you see a pop-up asking if a PO expense is billable or non-billable, it's asking whether you plan to charge your client that cost in the end. Billable means you'll include this expense on your client invoice, something that you want to pass on to them. Non-billable means it's a cost you're covering yourself and won't charge the client. It's designed to help you track what you can bill versus what you can absorb as a business expense. Only billable entries will show up on your client invoice, while non-billable invoices will just show up on your records for reporting.
That makes sense.
All right.
Okay, great. This Open invoices report is
pro forum if you can after this. Oh, sorry, I thought you were.
Oh yes, no, I was just going to say this open invoices report is still not loading. So let me just pull down a help article and I'll send that to you. But basically, it's a report that you can go in to easily see which invoices are outstanding, and then you can also filter with all those same functionalities just to make sure that you're paid as you deserve to be. Okay, perfect. Do you want to go through the form, Elizabeth?
All right, so with just a few minutes left here, I wanted to show a couple of resources that we have available now for you all. So if you want, we now have the, let me just show my, let me share my entire window. So if you hop on to forum.houzz.com, you can see we have lots and lots of folks and topics and community, and it's really a place designed for pros like you to ask questions, connect, and network. We've got lots of fun topics for you to participate in. We have some replies for the biggest wins of 2025, how people are using Houzz Pro, the difference it's made in their business. So you can go here to get some inspiration. We even have an entire section on feedback and requests where voting is also enabled. So if you ever have a really strong feeling that Houzz needs to create a specific feature or update something, you can always come directly to this Houzz Pro forum feedback and request section. Add a new topic, write in whatever it is you think we need to improve. We have some examples here. So these are kind of the top requests for our customers, and you can go ahead and vote on any of these features. And by doing so, you can actually help us prioritize the roadmap for 2026 and beyond by sharing your opinion, expressing your voice, and letting us know what's important to you. So I just wanted to show you this as a resource as well. You can also go to our webinar section, so pro.houzz.com/4pros/webinars. You can also get to this page through your Houzz Pro profile. I can show you how to do that in just a second. But you'll see all of the upcoming webinars here. So getting started, this just goes through kind of the basics of how to use the system, Houzz Pro. And then we have deep dives on specific features as well. So deep dive on the 3D floor plan, financial suites, estimates, selections tracker, tons and tons of stuff. So if you want to bookmark this page, you can see what's coming up. What we're going to do now is, if you want to navigate to this section, you can just go to this question mark on the left rail over here. You can go to your help center. You can view the blog. You can go to the training. You can see events, help center, and then also pro-to-pro discussions, which is our forum. So if you click pro-to-pro discussions, you'll wind up on our community forum. If you select training, you'll wind up on this training webinar section. You can also find migration support help. I don't have it on here just because it's my internal account. But if you have a custom account, you will also see contact information for your success manager, as well as a photo and a button to schedule a meeting whenever you'd like. But all of those links are easily found through your Houzz Pro landing page.
So thank you everyone so much for joining, for all the great questions. Have a great day.